But before all that, just to kick things off, just want to make a couple of mentions. So just to kick things off, I will be, well, I should say Ricardo and I, because we familiar with the artist. That will be Profess, sorry, what I mean, representing, Southside Lifestyle from San Fernando. He dropped the latest music video for his album 216s, which if you remember made it to my top 10 list, and I actually kind of listened to it before meeting up with you guys again, meeting up with you guys here online. And yeah, what I mean, this is one that actually gets better with age though. Like, I'm really really like starting to love this album even more than I did the first time I reviewed it, right? But yeah, he dropped a video for the single Planass. This is one of my favorite songs off of that project. um Guys, basically just a quick run through, just a quick little review with little thoughts on the music video. Well, I know Ricardo, you saw it right when it dropped, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So shout out to Tony Lima for playing the role of, well, she was also in Mike Wise's Slap music video as well. She plays the role of this newscaster who's talking about this pedophile who's played by this guy called Mikel Bruno. Shout out to him. I thought his performance was cool in the video. Who reportedly was granted bail by the San Fernando Magistrates Court. I love the fact that, the guy himself is wearing a Planass t-shirt. Because, yeah, Profess has his own, 216s merch going on right now. I'll put the link to that below with this recording here. I thought that shit was like real funny, like the song is about this character, but he wearing his shirt. But anyway, I like I just also found the moment where he trying to be all psycho with the knife in front of the mirror was real funny as well. But is when they reveal that he poses as this PH driver to acquire his victims, that's when the point of the video become clear, and it's like, oh, okay. So basically, what it is like Profess takes what was and still is a brutal ass diss track, and he turns it into this threat against men like the ones who were involved in, Andrea Barrett's murder. Um, yeah, which was a really bold and smart move. I really dug that. I mean, it's not the first time rappers have done that. I mean, basically take a song that they have and flip it to add a different meaning. Like case in point, the baby, right, who took his gosh, forget the name of the song right now, but he used it to Rockstar, right? That's it. And he was able to use it to talk about, well, Black Lives Matter, right? And he had a powerful music video and a BET Awards performance for that, right? Anyway, I love how Profess flips the big man no cry for no 16 as a rape case at underage sex scene to kind of take shots at the pedophile character in the video, right? And yeah, speaking of that guy, right, the antagonist, in the video he picks up a schoolgirl, he tries to grab a phone and try to manhandle her, only for calling it the Planass crew. So it's just like a bunch of guys, with like these black bandanas and stuff over the face and whatnot, just pull him out to the car, and yeah, they literally Planass him, with cutlasses and all that kind of stuff. At the very end, we get this second news report saying that the guy, the pedophile, has gone missing, right? So, what happened to that boy, right? We wonder. And then there's a moment near the end, though. So, yes, also like an unreleased song while the credits are rolling. But before the credits, though, there's a shot of like this. It keep cutting back to the guy being Planass, right? But there's a shot of this guy with his bandana, like almost covering his mouth, and he's wearing a Planass shirt. So I'm wondering now if he's the brother that the newscaster is mentioning. Because the brother was newscaster was saying about how the brother suspects that he was trying to do the right thing or something along that line. Like some kind of thing they mentioned about his brother. But I'm wondering if that's him and this is him kind of getting his revenge. Like he realized, oh, my brother's doing all this nefarious stuff, so I'm gonna get my crew and we're gonna mess him up now. Some kind of vibe like that. I just found it kind of interesting that it just keep cutting to this guy's face, right? But yeah, you could tell that he is just having a blast, so he's just kind of holding back this grin, like, yeah, you know what I mean? But yeah, other than that though, I thoroughly enjoyed this music video. I love how he flipped it to be sort of a take to be more of a social commentary, basically, right, on what is going on right now. I thought that was really clever as well. And yeah, I mean, in terms of just the music video itself, it's gritty. It fits the mood of the song itself, which is very, very raw and grimy. And yeah, this has totally worked for me, man. Ricardo, you have any quick thoughts on the music video?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Again, usual problem I have with Profess videos is the editing issues or whatever it is. But yeah, overall pretty good for what it is. Yeah, I thought it was opportunistic. I'll say not bad, but I thought we would do something different with it. But yeah, it was still pretty good for me.
Right, right, right. And folks, if you haven't checked out the 216's album, I really suggest that you do. Or well, album slash mixtape, whatever you want to call it. I'll put the link below. Definitely check it out. It is one of my favorite albums of 2020, and yeah, I can't recommend it enough. So moving now from music to TV in a sense, but we staying in Trinidad for a bit. Just now we're gonna travel overseas, right? Yeah, we're gonna talk about episode 2 of Magonolia, which is the first line in this Phil Ventures universe created by one of my longtime friends, Ansel Harris. Shout out to Ansel, shout out to Phil Ventures, keep doing your thing. Shout out to GT Network as well, you know what I mean? And I love the fact that this episode and the first episode which we covered before is available on their website right now, so you don't have to worry about YouTube and all that drama that comes with it, which I still have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, but whatever, right? So thoughts on this episode here, right? So basically this is a backstory for the antagonist Laline. This was a character that was introduced at the very end of the first episode, right? She's gonna square off, well, she does kind of square off against Magnolia, but I'll get to that in a bit, right? And I like that the fact that it's basically a backstory about her, right? I'll, and it's just basically her kind of filling the shoes of a dad who died in a war, basically, and it's just all through her life she's being told that she's too young and when she can't fight, and eventually she grows up and yeah, she kicks ass, right? I like the fact that she inherits this really large sword from her father, and she's carrying it around like if it's like a cross that she had a bear. And I thought that was like really cool. Her moments with Visa Claw, he's well, I'm assuming he's a villain. He shows up at the end credit scene in the first episode, right? He's one of the people who tell her he's too young to fight and all that kind of stuff, right? I thought those moments were really cool as well. I love the fact that we got to see a young Laline as well. Well, the young version is played by Kiera Mohammed. I thought that, performance wise, even though she's not on screen for long, I thought that performance wise she was quite convincing, right? And you get the point, you get the fact that she's just working hard to just prove to her Kappa norm peers that yes, she could hold her own, right? Um, I felt like the ADR was, a bit spotty in the early scenes, but it worked and flowed very well in a particular convo scene between Lillian and the character of Amun, who's played by, if I get the name wrong, please forgive me, Hekpera Kafra. I thought that her moments was their moments worked for me. What I like about her dialogue though is that like she's clearly they're not trying to sound like they're from Trinidad, but it's kind of like an alien take on how the English language sounds. So it has this kind of slight sort of theatricality to the way how she speaks and all that kind of stuff now. You know what I mean? So it's not it's standard English, but it's kind of in a animated kind of way. You know what I mean? Like how if you watch like a superhero TV show, how characters talk, it's kind of like that, right? But you hear it a bit more with Amun more than Laline, in my opinion, right? Um, I felt like the second act could have been clearer in terms of what Laline and Visa Claw were doing on this planet. Cause there's a moment where they're on this planet and they're looking for the guys who pretty much killed um, Lillian's dad and all that kind of stuff. And there's some planet hopping that they do in this episode, right? But the thing about it though, if I just have just a nitpick I want to address, right? So yes, I know we work with budget and all that kind of stuff, right? But they literally show them in like two different planets. I could tell that it's a similar forested area that they just doing these external shots around. And to me, I couldn't help but think of shows like, well, maybe you might know about it. You could pick other references, Ricardo, like Star Trek, like Star Trek, no, like Discovery, for example, where when they're on a different planet, there's a different location, right? There's something about the location that's different to
You
everything
know,
else that we see
that's
before. You know, that kind
yeah,
of thing.
that's no. Star Trek itself also was a victim of that back 50, 60 years ago. We had the same
Oh, the same location,
yeah,
right,
same
right.
Canyon or whatever it is, or Stargate used to have the joke, Planet Canada. Um,
Okay.
yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, you have a low budget because I kind of liken his work to the late 90s shows like Xena or Hercules. No,
Okay, cool references.
it's
Yeah,
a,
yeah. I know what you
yeah,
mean. Where,
exactly.
yeah. Where
It's clearly a low budget
it's
thing.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's that particular, sorry, not a particular area, but they're working in this particular country or whatever. So
exactly.
yeah,
I
it's
don't.
that
I don't.
locale.
There's something that look. Location is one of the hardest things to account for if you don't have a budget. Period. Like,
Right,
if
right, right.
somebody really, unless your daddy rich somewhere, that cannot happen.
Yeah.
It's the lowest priority thing. Because people like once you do a good recoloring or whatever it is, nobody's really give a shit, so it's fine.
Ideally.
Right. That's what I was about
Yeah.
to say about coloring. Because I was thinking too, if that's the case with yeah, if you deal with an issue like say lack of locations now, then you could say, all right, maybe if I add a little color filter or something, like I don't want to think all like Star Trek Discovery. Like there was that particular
Star Trek
episode where they
Discovery.
use like a blue, you know what I mean, something like that. You know,
No. But Star Trek Discovery is an incredibly high budget show. It's like insane, and they have
true.
the literal magic of these insane green screens or whatever it is that make it look like the real place. Like that
Yeah,
shit
yeah,
that they do it in
yeah.
Mandalorian and things. Same thing. I mean, come on,
All right. Well,
it's not the
yeah,
best. I look,
uh-huh.
I kind of watch the show. I just find this. I thought this production is a lot slower than expected because I expected at least 5, 6 episodes by now. I didn't know we was going like one episode per month or whatever it is. Um, but this that's not a critique I have for something like this. It's
Okay.
just it's a location problem. I mean, look, I
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
come on.
well, okay. Well, why I bring this up too is that I fear that okay, so outside of a couple of establishing shots, the name of the planet, all that kind of stuff, viewers, sorry, might get confused as to where exactly they are or why this place is supposed to be different from the other one. So, um, but that's just my observation, right? Not to see that the locations that they choose were bad or whatever it is. It's just it may be an issue, going forward if they continue this, in terms of distinguishing place to place, right? So that's it. And also in terms of like the fight though, because we was waiting for this literally for months. This long-awaited fight between Magonolia and Lalaine, was going good though, but then it just kind of stops though. But where I felt where I felt this fight really fell, literally, is that for the first episode we were introduced to Magnolia. She's learning all these powers, all that kind of stuff. So you would think when time comes now, she could kind of hold her own, but she doesn't really do that. She kind of allows the lean to just have the upper hand. And just when you're thinking, okay, maybe she might kind of do something, that's when Visa Claw comes in or do Ex Machina and stops everything, right? And then they leave. I was like, you know what I mean? So
Right.
it's just that wait towards that moment, and then it's
Well,
just, yeah,
if anything, is my critique of his shows is that you need better pacing. Like, seriously, they're fighting already and they know each other. I couldn't really follow all of that, or like
no,
the
no, they don't. Well, they don't know each other actually.
exactly. But it's not.
Yeah,
They do a whole backstory for this villain character that I don't know yet. You see the problem with stuff like that. Like, you should know a character before you get a big backstory. Whatever. I mean, is writing thing. I don't really have an issue with that. So it's fine. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
the problem with this stuff is that because it's local, and it's clearly, I mean, it's so low budget. I'm not sure where to draw the line with the creativity.
right.
Um, draw the line with creativity, and then at a certain point, be like, all right, well, yeah, you could have do this a little better. Or you're like, okay, you're using the same VSX shot, how many 20 times or whatever it is.
Yeah,
Uh, Stuff like that. I mean, it
yeah,
don't bother me, but it's as it is. What was that?
yeah. I understand. But for me though, because I think the episode as a whole is solid, right? It's just
Yeah.
that you're right in terms of pacing. There's a lot that it focuses so much on Lane though. So like when the time comes for her to really show off how skilled she is, right? And then compare that to the build up with Magnolia being able to show off her
Right.
powers, it
That's the thing.
just kind of comes off a lot well.
We barely get establishment with Magnolia herself. So from since episode one, it's like, wait, what? How what going on in the world exactly?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
couldn't
yeah,
follow much of that or whatever it is. It
yeah.
done again, not the biggest problem because of the budget and his wee boy and everything, but You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is constructive criticism, guys. So
Right. Right.
with the next episode, this episode 3, this is coming up April the 24th. I
But
just
this
hope that we get more in terms of both Magonolia
is yeah.
and Lillian's characters. Just
Right. So
seeing more of not just so much their powers, but the motivation. You know what I mean? Why they do what they do. It can't just be Lillian wants to be as great as her father was, and Magnolia just wants to be this great hero because she has powers, right? There has to be, there's room to develop the characters even further. And for me personally, I would like to see, them actually kind of duke it out for real. But I have a feeling that there's going to be some sort of a little team up of sorts. Like they're going to team up to do something, and maybe that might work out as at first or something like that. I have a feeling that they're going to actually kind of have them befriend each other or work together towards something, and maybe it might not work out for the best, but at least they both kind of learn who they are, you know what I mean? So when next time they duke it out, it's like, okay, I know your weaknesses now, that kind of a
right.
yeah.
No. Okay. So this is more critique on a production level. There's a reason why it takes so long to make these series or whatever it is. It don't make sense putting this stuff out piecemeal like this, in my opinion. But again, I know the man hustle, the man grinds. I can't tell the man that, But my attitude is like, just wait a while and then put out multiple episodes so we could like follow the story a little clearer and you get a clearer narrative as it is.
Hmm.
So if we get in content, it shouldn't be like I shouldn't have to wait April, whatever it is. It's
Right.
like next week, or whatever it is, or he point it out all at once or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Um, but sorry, this stuff have to pace out a little better in terms of me knowing the story because I straight up completely forgot what was going on in the last one. And I wasn't thinking about it at all. Stuff
Okay,
like that.
okay. Well,
You know what I mean? No.
yeah, well, because of the whole, it's on a website now. The idea is like, well, in case you forget, here's the episode literally right below. So click on that if you forget who
Yeah,
characters
I
are.
get
But
all of that.
but I get what you mean. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like you shouldn't have to do that much. Oh, what just happened back then? That was like months ago. Okay,
right,
what, that was
exactly.
your friend? Because there's also a character. I'm not gonna say who shows up, and then it's really revealed. Oh wait, she was in the same class that Magnolia's character was in episode 1. It's like, oh, okay, right. You're connecting the dots, that kind of vibe. Right, and points for Leon Grant and Conrad Paris making cameos. Shout out to
Right.
Leon, shout out to Conrad.
Anything
The
Conrad it is just joy to sit down and watch.
I do it, and like that moment. Well, Leon doesn't say anything. It's just a quiet, really emotional moment involved. Well, he's the dad basically to Lillian, like baby Lillian, right when she's a child. And Conrad is like this shady agent, but he's involved with something, and he's maybe going after the kid who knows a lot about the alien human hybrids, basically. So that's pretty interesting there. But yeah, other than that though, I do appreciate the fact that we get a little bit more backstory with the characters and whatnot. But yeah, the pacing kind of brought things down though, and I felt that just the fight that we were waiting for didn't play out the way that I
Right.
imagine a lot of people
As
would
I, as I
expect.
said, it took piecemeal with this. Like because with the first episode is clearly a pilot. We're just seeing what the show is about and will look like. Fine. But I said to me, he's the kind of I don't know. He had a like I don't know if you're hyping it. You have to put it out, but you putting it out one at a time every month. Because again, you said April. That's a hot minute. For me at least. I don't know. That's just my season on that. Again, I know the man grinding your production schedule or whatever it is, right? I ain't working for the man, you know. I just watching was outside. I don't know. I just find that's a little long. And in my opinion, I would have preferred to hear something like, "Oh, it'll be till August, and you'll get to see 6 episodes, something like that." You know, do all at once. I don't know what's going on with that. That's my only issue with this. Is this a little too weird in its delivery? I mean, that's just my last take on this. But it was fine. It was a decent enough second chapter, I suppose. Um, that's it.
Yeah. I understand though.
Yeah,
And it's not like it's not like we bad talking the product though, but it's just audience expectations, right?
yeah,
Uh, the amount of time we have to wait for the next thing to happen, and I
yeah.
know that it's we work with constraints, right? But still, it's audience expectations, right? So I guess it could be a way somehow that we could kind of get more episodes, you know what I mean, within a short period of time instead of waiting literally a month or two in advance, right?
Yeah.
But
That's how I
they,
feel about it.
yeah, but there is room to grow with this though, and like I say, I do appreciate the world building that we get here. I mean, the character development, all that kind of stuff, right? And I know that he has a lot, like he just wants to get out there, and I have a feeling that this is gonna be a limited series, and I mean, similar to like what we getting with the MCU this year. I have a feeling it's gonna be like that, and then we'll see more shows pop up like that.
I have no problem with that, but again, it has to be weekly. Like you gotta keep people, in the
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
But that I imagine will be the challenge going forward. But I know Ansel. I know he's gonna use his ingenuity, his know-how, and he's gonna figure a way through that. You know what I mean? Not out of it, but through it, basically, right? So yeah, man. Best of luck. You know what I mean? Hoping that the next episode, really brings it though.
Hey, this is Matthew Bailey, and I hope you've enjoyed this segment of the BS Beats and Bailey podcast. If you'd like to hear the full episode, hit up my link tree. On the other side of my head are 2 videos you can check out. Like this video if you like it, feel free to subscribe and hit the bell as well. Thanks for listening, and until the next one, take care, peace.